The news at noon starts right now.
Well, a Comal Independent School District teacher taken away in handcuffs. Now the Davenport High School educator is on administrative leave. Comal County Sheriff's Office charged 51-year-old Jennifer Massey with improper relationship with a student. Now CCSO says last night deputies arrived at an under construction home in the 22,000 block of Citadel Point in Garden Ridge for reports of a suspicious person. Deputies eventually made contact with Massey and an underage boy. The sheriff's office says that the two engaged in sexual conduct. Now, Davenport High School principal sent a letter to parents saying, in part, quote, "The safety and security of our students is one of our highest priorities and a responsibility that we take seriously," end quote. You can read more about this on our website, KSAT.com. Check out there with a live cam here in San Antonio. Not too many clouds out there, but we're at least hoping through the weekend we'll see some lower 90s, right?
Yeah, exactly. Lower 90s in the afternoons thanks to a bit of added cloud cover, especially tomorrow. And with that comes just a very small chance for rain. Managing expectations here, I think more of us than not are going to miss out. Today, mostly dry, still plenty of sunshine expected into the afternoon. Let's take a look at current conditions outside. If you're fixing to step out to any lunchtime plans this Friday, getting ready to kick off the weekend. Upper 80s here in San Antonio, sitting at 87 degrees, 86 in Del Rio, low 80s up into the hill country, already at 90 on the dot over there in New Braunfels. Again, this sunshine is expected this afternoon. I think we could see a few clouds, though, passing clouds pop up later on this afternoon and into the early evening. A high temperature expected right around 94 here in San Antonio. Then we'll gradually start to see those thermometers fall into and through the 80s for any Friday evening plans. Looking ahead to not just the upcoming weekend, but throughout much of next week as well. Hotter than average temperatures continue in the 90s. Still not seeing any real indications of a noticeable cold front moving through anytime soon. Mornings this weekend will be around 70, but we are expecting another plume of drier air at least to move in next week. That could lead to some cooler morning temperatures back into the 60s. In terms of rain chances, just a 10% chance in the forecast later on this evening. 20% chance in store for your Saturday, especially south of San Antonio. We're going to time out those details, get you the latest version of your Futurecast coming up a little bit later on. Steph.
Thank you, Mia. Well, you probably got that unexpected early waking up call today, and it's because of this. A blue alert pushed out to phones all across Texas, and authorities were trying to find this man, 33-year-old Seth Altman. Now, ABC 7 in Amarillo is reporting that he is accused of shooting the police chief in Memphis, Texas. That's about 80 miles southeast of Amarillo. Now, ABC 7 is reporting that police were trying to arrest Altman at an apartment for burglary, and that's when he ran. And as he left, he shot Memphis Police Chief Rex Plant. Altman is considered armed and dangerous. Now, the story has got social media since that alert did go off pretty early this morning. Blue alerts are activated when a suspect is wanted for causing serious injury or death to a law enforcement officer, and there is an ongoing threat to the public. So you can learn more about this on KSAT.com. Well, Bexar County Judge Peter Sakai has a message for registered voters for the November 5th presidential election. Vote. Sakai held a news conference today encouraging voters to head to the polls, and he says record numbers of people are registered to cast ballots.
Elections Office has announced that a record 1.28 million Bexar County residents have registered to vote as of this past Monday, and those numbers obviously will continue. That is the most ever at this time.
In fact, he says those numbers surpassing the 2020 presidential election by 90,000. Monday is the last day to register to vote, so people need to submit their voter registration applications by 5 p.m. in person at the Bexar County Election Department office on South Frio Street or by mail. Well, $2.5 million worth of meth, a kilo of cocaine, and $20,000 in cash were all found during a Southside drug bust yesterday afternoon. City, county, and state investigators stumbled on this bust after a Bexar County Sheriff's deputy made a traffic stop where 2 kilos of meth were found in the car. Now, when investigators executed a warrant on the individual's home, they found 25 to 30 kilos of meth, along with cocaine and the earlier mentioned $20,000 in cash. BCSO says that Alicia Dominguez Garcia and Isaac Israel Martinez Mendez will be federally charged with conspiracy to distribute 10 kilos or more of a controlled substance.
We can obviously assume, because of the high value of the drug, so much found all at one time, we can assume that there's going to be cartel ties, if not with these two, then very, very close on the pecking order.
Well, if you live near the area where this drug bust took place on Fitch Street and you have additional information, you are asked to reach out to that email on your screen right now. That's bcsotips@bear.org. This new, police are still searching for the driver that hit a man on the city's west side. This happened around 9:45 p.m. on Old Highway 90 near 151. Now, police say the man who was hit in his 50s and was crossing the street in a wheelchair. San Antonio police say that the driver who hit him did not stop to help. The man was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. We have no word yet on a description of that vehicle that hit him. Police say the driver will be charged with collision involving injury. You're not alone, and you may hear that all the time. And this Saturday, a business in Seguin is holding a free mental health fair to make sure that you know that. This is happening from 10 to 2 at Pecan Town Books and Brews on South Camp Street. A nutritionist will be there as well to discuss the mind-gut connection. An expert will be there to help you manage anxiety. And we're told a child behavioral therapist will be on hand to help kids and parents who want advice.
Looking forward to this for myself, for when your kids have got to that place where they're so worked up, how to help de-escalate that and to support your kids' mental health that way.
The mental health fair goes from 10 to 2 on Saturday. It's free and you don't need to register. Changes at the San Antonio Zoo, including a unique immersive experience. Our Sarah Costa walks us through the changes after the break. An opportunity to explore Puerto Rican culture, how you can take part this weekend. Well, if you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, the Alamo City is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month with a little jazz and arts. This Saturday, the UTSA downtown campus will be filled with sabor during the International Latin Jazz and Arts Festival. So you can expect food, music, and even classes, so you can learn a few moves. So we told you about one of the workshops earlier in the week, and the Puerto Rican Plena y Bomba.
There will be workshops like ours. There's going to be food trucks, and there's going to be Latin jazz. There's going to be award-winning musicians playing. We can't wait to have everyone there with us.
That festival is happening all day from noon to 11 p.m. You can see the lineup of musicians on our website, KSAT.com. Well, the biggest habitat the San Antonio Zoo has ever had is opened this morning. Our Sarah Costa takes us inside the habitat and what this means for our community.
We are inside the new giraffe barn that's all part of the Naylor Safari habitat, the largest habitat now at the San Antonio Zoo. Let's take a look at what it has to offer.
And a historic day for our 110-year-old institution. But what we did was double the space for giraffes. We doubled the space for rhinos. We also tripled the space for zebras, ostriches, and other smaller animals like that. So it's really a massive expansion that we did here today. But we also opened up a giraffe barn that'll allow us to bring female giraffes and eventually baby giraffes.
It's really exciting that this is like the largest habitat that the zoo has ever had, and letting them be a part of history with the San Antonio Zoo, I think that's really cool and important, and she loves zebras and giraffes, so that's why we're here.
Right now we're standing in Spec Boom Lodge. This is basically our Airbnb right here in the heart of the savannah, which is really exciting. It holds up to 4 people, but you can wake up with giraffes right outside your window, right off the balcony, spend some time here. You also get unlimited animal interactions and special giraffe interactions as well.
It's exciting to see all the growth, to see all the different things developing, and first question there looking at the new place was, when do we get to stay there? So
another part of this expansion are the Con Safari tours, where you get to be on this truck having those up close interactions with the animals in this habitat. To learn how you can take part of those tours, just head to the San Antonio Zoo's website or KSAT.com. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
What a beautiful morning it was to have that opening there at the zoo. But again, I'm still looking at the Airbnb. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that is quite the Airbnb experience, that's for sure. We were talking earlier at 9. It's like, okay, your breakfast, you take a cup of coffee and then a head of lettuce to feed the giraffes in the morning too, because why not? Yes, it is going to be a hotter than average afternoon after a nice morning, yes. Wish we had slightly better rain chances though, just a 10% chance later on this evening, a 20% chance in store for your Saturday. The aquifer up actually 0.2 of a foot today at 628.5. When it comes to our pollen count, getting ready to wrap up the work week, ragweed is still moderate at 170. Molds are low. Another full check at that forecast coming right up.
Well, a San Antonio man is running across the country to raise money and awareness to help people struggling with substance abuse. So Kenneth Anderlich started his journey on September 20th, running from Washington, D.C. all the way back here to San Antonio in hopes of raising money for a first-of-its-kind recovery center. Now, the journey hits close to home for Kenneth, who had struggled with addiction himself. But now that he is thriving in long-term recovery, he's looking to help others who are seeking treatment but do not want to be separated from their families. He's been running every day, averaging about 40 miles a day, as Kenneth Anderlich makes his way back to San Antonio, all the way from Washington, D.C.
I'm just a little tired just from the natural progression from this, but I mean, overall, I feel like we're going the right direction.
Kenneth, who has been down the path of addiction and understands the struggles of substance abuse, has leaned on running as an important component of his own recovery. He's now running to raise money for a first-of-its-kind center for those seeking treatment so they don't have to worry about being separated from their children.
Sometime in 2025, hopefully, that there is a facility that's open for families that are predominantly needing recovery.
That there's a big need in our community for a place where families can be in recovery while staying with their children.
Kenneth's mother also struggled with addiction and died of an overdose when he was 20 years old.
Having a mom who I lost through addiction, she would have probably never would have picked treatment if it meant for her to be away from us.
In between running, Kenneth has been meeting with different nonprofits in the recovery industry, the homeless industry, trying to get the word out about how important these recovery programs are for people who are struggling.
He wants to not only create the awareness about the program here in San Antonio, but he's hoping in the communities he's running through, he can raise that awareness as well.
It is an illness, and it's something that it can be treated if you continue to work with that person. You know, how to tackle this problem without the judgment.
And again, if you want to support Ken, who is trying to help start a Families in Recovery Center right here in San Antonio, you can go to this website. It's Run Ken Run. And you can also track his route on the website as well. It's pretty neat. You can see, you know, he took off from Washington. And again, he took off September 20th. And he didn't really want to give a date of when he'd be back, but then he was like, well, I'd like to be back about November 5th.
Okay, so a little over a month of a journey there. And I think you had mentioned earlier, too, that he ran into some rain, probably from the remnants of Helene, I would imagine, you know, closer to the Appalachians as he was kind of working his way southwest. So, well, very inspiring, raising awareness. What a fun way to do that, too, and how cool that we can all watch exactly where he is and keep track of his journey as well. Well, we are keeping track of the 90-degree temperatures, not just this weekend, but even into next week, because as of right now, there's just no end in sight for these above average temperatures to kind of end as we start to see some noticeable cold fronts move through, still holding on a little bit longer for indications of that. We do, however, have very, very small rain chances in the forecast starting tonight. and lasting through our Saturday. It is a 10 to 20% chance at best. Right now, the area is pretty quiet. A lot of this green that you see near San Antonio and stretching up I-35 is just a little bit of radar noise. Maybe an isolated sprinkle or two just to the east of Cotulla moving through McMullen County. We've got an area of low pressure, a little disturbance just off of the Gulf Coast. This is going to try to throw in some additional rain, making moisture into South Texas. As of right now, though, the center of that low pressure system passing just too far south to give us more noticeable rain chances here in the Alamo City. So walking you through your futurecast, we'll still keep that 10% chance for a stray shower in the forecast by and after 5 p.m. this evening, especially west of I-35, near south of Uvalde, Carrizo Springs. Sure, an isolated shower possible there. That 10% chance will continue through the overnight. Perhaps an isolated shower across our far eastern counties near the coastal plains. Again, better chances south of Highway 90 and really south of San Antonio. That will be the case yet again tomorrow. So really, if you do tap into an isolated shower, consider yourself pretty lucky because it is expected to be few and far between when it comes to coverage of that activity. Very minimal out there. But fingers crossed that we at least do find some activity to monitor throughout the day tomorrow, because after that you can see rain chances are out of the picture by the back half of the weekend and through next week as well. And we will take any rain that we can get. Unfortunately, it's not going to amount to much this weekend, but you can see as of the latest drought monitor update that was released yesterday. If you missed it, of course, we still do have severe drought in place across portions of the Hill Country, Bandera County, northern Medina County. This red little dot that you see, a little pocket of extreme drought in northeastern Uvalde County. But one of the bigger changes that we saw with yesterday's update, this moderate drought, this tan color, has now been expanded farther off to the south as well as the east and now encompasses the vast majority of Bexar County. And if you were curious, it has been now over 1,000 days since all of Bexar County was last considered to be drought free. The last time we saw that was January 4th back in 2022. And we know that this is affecting, of course, our area lakes, rivers, reservoirs. Take a look at the latest levels. Canyon Lake right now only 54.4% full, 25 feet below the conservation pool. Medina Lake, of course, only 3% full this Friday. Choke Canyon at about 19% full. So we'll see what we can find, but really we're going to have to look through the later portions of October to find hopefully a better pattern change to give us, yes, some better rain chances, but also some cooler fall-like temperatures, because we will be in the 90s, maybe a few degrees lower tomorrow. Low 90s thanks to some added cloud cover, but still well above average, which is in the mid 80s throughout next week. And you can see even through mid-October, the latest here from the Climate Prediction Center still showing warmer than average temperatures expected, not just for us here in south central Texas or across the state of Texas, but a good chunk of the lower 48 as well. So we'll of course continue to keep you posted on that. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Again, that 20% chance for rain tomorrow, 90s in the afternoons through next week. Notice your morning low temperatures, though, as we see a batch of drier air move in. Next week, it's possible that they're a little bit more refreshing, back down in the 60s. We'll get you a full look at that in depth coming up a little bit later in the newscast.
Thank you, Mia. Let's get ready for Friday Night Lights. A lot of high school football to enjoy, including our game of the week. We have a preview of the matchup this noon. At the halfway point of the high school football season, and tonight our big game coverage continues with our game of the week. So it features a high-stakes District 29 6A tilt between two 4-1 teams. So 12's top 12's number 1 Steel and number 10 East Central. After tonight, only one will remain undefeated in the district.
We're all coming in as a team. We know we can't mess around starting out, because it's either win or go home, basically, because you got to win to get the playoffs.
Getting that momentum going into this week, that momentum is a real thing, and being 1-0 in district is just that's one more game we don't have to worry about, and gives us more chance to make playoffs.
Well, once again, our game of the week is East Central versus Steel. It all goes down at 7:30 tonight at Lennox Stadium. of course, plenty of exciting high school football all around town tonight. So later on this evening, we will be live streaming the Roosevelt and Johnson BGC football game from Heroes Stadium. So prior to the game, you can catch our live pregame show, KSAT Game Day, from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. right here on KSAT 12. You can watch all of this on the BGC app, KSAT.com, and KSAT Plus. And that BGC app will come in handy tonight for sure. You can see a full schedule of tonight's games, plus our sports team will be adding scores and the highlights throughout the evening. So the young Spurs are all ears whenever a 19 NBA point guard Chris Paul teaches them. Paul's doing his best to teach the younger Spurs how to get better. And from the looks of it, the young guys are soaking it all in because they know listening to Paul will make them better individually and as a team. So Victor Wembanyama says it's obvious the difference that CP3 is already making.
Yeah, of course. And the most important thing is he's willing to tell us these things. So he could say something every possession, but at every practice he gives us feedback on what he's used to do, how defenses play them usually, so how we can get more space. So he's approaching this in a very unselfish way.
Yeah, you can check it out there. Wemby's part of this hype video released by the NBA to promote the new season. Plenty of big names in that spot, including Anthony Edwards and Luka Doncic. People who rely on SNAP benefits are getting an added boost, the increased benefit in the next half hour. The U.S. economy and consumers nationwide can now breathe a little easy. Port workers are leaving the picket line after a deal was reached, but it's not set in stone just yet. Well, the San Antonio Professional Firefighters Association says it's sounding the alarm to its members over a Venezuelan gang. The fire union believes that they are being kept in the dark and they're worried about firefighters and paramedics' safety. Our Garrett Berringer tells us where in the city's union's warning is concerned with.
Watch your six. That's the advice San Antonio's fire union gave its members Wednesday, saying the union is aware of possible gang activity in the north central part of town, specifically from Tren de Aragua.
How big of a concern is this for you and your members?
Oh, it's a huge concern. As firefighters and paramedics, we're unarmed, right? We're going in there, and San Antonio police officers look a lot like San Antonio firefighters and paramedics.
Last month, Governor Greg Abbott said the state was targeting the Venezuelan gang. A few days later, federal investigators said they had arrested 2 members here in San Antonio who are connected to a gun-running operation.
But this is concentrated presence. This is concentrated, increased activity.
Saying he didn't want to jeopardize any police activity that might be happening, Jones generally described the area as a few blocks north of the Migrant Resource Center, where 2 fire stations in particular typically respond. That would put it roughly around here.
We've had confirmation from, I'll say other jurisdictions, but, of course, they're not going to go on record.
But Jones said they often have to pull in EMS units from across town, so it's not just those 2 stations that need to be aware.
They could be responding from the south side. If they're responding into these areas or these locations and they have no idea, what then, right?
Firefighters have been giving each other informal heads-ups, but the union president says there hasn't been any official warning from the city. Though he said there are apartments where 2-person squad or EMS crews aren't supposed to respond to without a heavy truck, an apparent attempt at safety in numbers.
How do you know it's specifically for this gang activity that, the city's not really acknowledging?
Again, it goes back to boots on the ground. We've talked directly with people from both of the stations that are in the epicenter of this, and we are talking about very specific locations.
Garrett Berringer, KSAT 12 News.
Well, we did reach out to the city for comment on this situation. They told us in part, quote, suspected and known gang activity in the San Antonio area is being addressed by the San Antonio Police Department. Coordination with the San Antonio Fire Department is part of our daily operations. SAPD is and will continue to take necessary action to ensure the public safety as well as the safety of our first responders, end quote. Now, we also reached out to Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar, and he said he is aware they are operating in Bexar County. Let's look out there with a live cam this afternoon, heating up probably for those practices right before the football game this evening.
Yes, exactly. The good news is, at least compared to what we saw, first couple of weeks of football returning, at least slightly drier air is in place, so the heat index not nearly as bad or as much of a factor this Friday. I want to talk a little bit about morning low temperatures. Not quite as refreshing as what we were dealing with earlier this week or even last weekend, but still not too bad at all. We'd managed to dip down into the upper 60s officially over at SA International earlier this morning. Check out portions of the hill country in the 50s for places like Bernie, Comfort, as well as Kerrville. That slightly drier air still in place. So look at our dew points, how we measure that low level moisture in the atmosphere. Still in the 50s in many locations, so that is somewhat pleasant. And I think we'll see a slight uptick in some of that moisture, especially tomorrow. But then we are expecting another batch of drier air to work in next week. And you'll notice that once again in the mornings when it comes to your low temperatures above average through about Tuesday. Then as we start to see those dew points come down a bit, morning low temperatures back in the comfortable low to mid 60s, even heading into next weekend. We'll have another check at all that forecast, plus a look at the tropics, a breakdown of what's going on in the Atlantic coming up a little bit later on, Steph.
Thank you, Mia. Well, a strike involving thousands of port workers across the country is on pause. This comes after 2 labor unions announced a tentative deal was reached. The union agreed to extend its contract with the Maritime Alliance to January 15th after expired on Monday. The agreement includes an annual $4 per hour raise for the 6-year contract. However, there's still one issue that was not addressed in the deal. It involves restrictions regarding the use of fully automated equipment in the workplace. The tentative deal still needs to be completed and union rank and file members before it's set in stone. Now, people who use the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, known as SNAP, will soon see a slight increase in their benefits. Formerly known as the Food Stamp Program, the increase in SNAP benefits comes from a cost of living adjustment set to take effect this month. Households will see benefits increase by a few dollars per month. The increase will be higher in Hawaii, Alaska, the U.S. Virgin Islands, and Guam to offset higher food prices. The update comes with changes to income eligibility for the program. The net monthly income threshold for a family of 4 will increase from $2,500 to $2,600. Well, in the Middle East, Israel intensified its airstrikes in Lebanon. ABC's Ian Pannell explains this comes as it threatens to retaliate against Iran for the missile barrage earlier this week.
Mass destruction in Lebanon after 12 straight days of bombing from Israel. Some of the biggest strikes here in Beirut overnight. Israel claiming it hit dozens of Hezbollah targets in the city, including a commander, as it readies its response to that Iranian missile barrage. Nearly 30 on-duty medics in Lebanon have been killed in the past day alone.
Around 1 a.m. in the morning, without any warning from Israel, this health center in the middle of Beirut was struck. It is affiliated to Hezbollah, but there's no evidence that there was a valid military target here.
At least 9 civilians killed in that attack, volunteers and rescue workers, according to local officials. Thousands have been killed by Israel, including women and children. Tragedy striking one American family. Kamal Ahmed Jawad of Dearborn, Michigan, among the dead. His family saying he was killed by an Israeli airstrike in southern Lebanon. Jawad had been volunteering, helping the elderly, disabled and injured. This as the US prepares for Israel's retaliation against Iran. New images showing extensive damage to an Israeli military base in that attack. President Biden revealing to reporters that plans to hit Iranian oil facilities are being discussed.
We're in discussion with that. I think that would be a little, anyway.
And as tensions in the region escalate, the Iranian mission to the UN warning any country that aids Israel will also become legitimate targets. Ayatollah Khamenei leading Friday prayers in Tehran for the first time in 4 years today, saying the missiles launched against Israel was the minimum punishment for the crimes the country has committed, and warning, if necessary, we're prepared to strike the Israeli regime again.
ABC News learning that the massive strike here in Beirut targeted Hashem Safiuddin, a cousin of Nasrallah's and widely thought to be the next leader of Hezbollah. There are also growing fears that gas prices could spike if Israel hits Iranian oil depots. This could be the October surprise that the Kamala Harris campaign really doesn't need. Ian Pannell, ABC News in Beirut, Lebanon.
I want San Antonio to remember Willow. I want San Antonio to remember why Willow died.
A local mother honoring her daughter's memory. Details on the foundation that she's now starting and how it will help victims of domestic violence. A local mother was shot. Her 2 daughters were stabbed, all as a result of domestic violence. Now Mariah Gardner is starting a nonprofit in the name of her youngest, who did not survive, the Willow Grace Foundation. Gardner says the foundation will focus on broadening domestic violence laws, advocating and providing funding for whatever may be needed, no questions asked, to help a person leave their abusers. She also wants to highlight that safety measures can be put in place even if a crime hasn't been committed.
What do you say to Willow right now?
I love her and miss her, and, just remind her that even though her life was so short, her impact will be so great.
Well, she says community support will play a major role in growing the Willow Grace Foundation and helping generations to come have the resources they need. Gardner hopes to plan a domestic violence event at the end of the month. Well, if you or someone you know is in a domestic violence situation and you need help, we have a full list of available resources for you on our website, KSAT.com. We'll celebrate, honor, and remember people impacted by blood cancer. You can join us at Hemisphere Park on October 19th for Light the Night. Hundreds of lanterns will illuminate the sky with hope and honor. Our KSAT reporter Danielle Ibarra will MC the opening ceremony. Looking out there with a live cam, well, at least when the evening hits for the football games, like all the band members, all the cheer members, all the parents, and the players will get a little bit of relief.
I always think about the band members in those uniforms too, and the football players too. I mean, they've got a lot of pads and helmets and everything that they have to wear, especially when football season always kicks off, late August and into September. We have the humidity on top of the heat. It is just so important to stay hydrated. Thankfully, the humidity is a bit lower today compared to weeks in the past, so not nearly as bad when it comes to the heat index, but we'll start to see temperatures still sit right around 90 degrees around 7 p.m. Partly cloudy skies falling through the 80s throughout any games that you may be stepping out to later on tonight. Winds generally out of the east-northeast at about 5 to 15 miles per hour. We'll have another check at your weekend forecast coming up after the break.
I'm glad that you mentioned it earlier, Mia. You said that it was like a little less humid this morning.
Yeah.
I thought I noticed that. I was like, is it just me?
Is it just me, or does it feel slightly better whenever you do step outside? Yes, thankfully that was the trend. Higher temperatures and low temperatures are still going to be slightly above average over the next several days. But with that drier air moving in next week, while yes, highs are still going to be in the 90s, at least we'll have more of that refreshing feel in the morning. So we get a little bit of a break to kickstart the days. We'll talk more in depth about that coming up in just a bit. I also want to talk about the tropics. It is still hurricane season, and get you the latest on a couple of different systems that we're monitoring out there in the Atlantic. Hurricane Kirk that we've been keeping tabs on for the past couple of days, a powerful Category 4 hurricane now in the central Atlantic. The good news is Kirk poses no threat to the United States. It's going to work farther up to the north, and even the system on its heels, Tropical Storm Leslie, this also does not look to be a concern for much of the United States either. So, of course, something we'll continue to keep you posted on over the weekend, as well as this area, the central and eastern Gulf of Mexico. The National Hurricane Center now giving it a 50% medium chance for tropical development. This little disturbance here that's going to be working its way farther up to the north and the east, approaching Florida over the next several days. Now, again, this is moving away from the state of Texas, so this is not a concern for us here in San Antonio. However, regardless on if it actually does develop into a tropical system or not, it is expected to dump inches of rain across the Florida peninsula over the next week or so, potentially totals upwards of 5 to even 10 inches possible by the time all is said and done. That, of course, is on top of the totals that they saw from Helene that made landfall near Tallahassee last Thursday, so just over a week ago there. In the meantime, though, back here at home, high temperatures today, and of course, what we're going to be monitoring for the foreseeable future, once again in the 90s, forecast high right around 94 degrees with just that stray chance of an isolated shower mainly south of San Antonio this evening and a 20% chance heading into our Saturday. You take a look up across the northern tier, high temperatures in the 70s, but notice not really a whole lot of cold air that's moving in from Canada. And I want to show you this moving forward even into early next week. Notice temperatures in Canada and across the Pacific Northwest, stretching over into Montana, the Dakotas. They are still expected to sit above average for this time of year. So that's one of the main reasons why we're just not seeing any indications of stronger noticeable cold fronts headed our direction, because they're not even seeing that colder air up to the north where a lot of that starts to originate. And if you also are curious, here's another interesting stat for you. The first time we typically see a cooler afternoon, which is being defined as a high temperature below 80 degrees, the average for that is September 12th. So we are already well past that benchmark. First cooler morning being defined as a morning low temperature below 60. The average for that is September 26th. So we're past that as well here in San Antonio. I believe the coolest that we've gotten down to was 62 degrees. It happened back on September 27th. Again, still closer to 70 when it comes to those low temperatures into the upcoming weekend, but back down in the low to mid 60s, certainly looking possible into next week as we start to see another break in some of the humidity levels. In the meantime, plenty of sunshine out there right now, 87 degrees. A few wind gusts upwards of 20 to 25 miles per hour will certainly be a possibility throughout the remainder of this Friday. A few more clouds, also a possibility later on this afternoon with the high temperature right around 94. And then if you're stepping out, of course, for any of those evening plans, temperatures falling through the 80s and eventually into the upper 70s later on tonight. This weekend still warmer than average all the way through next week. Rain chances out of the picture starting on Sunday, but we'll look forward to those slightly cooler mornings by the second half of next week as well. We'll be right back.
Well, it may be fall officially, but it still feels like South Texas summer outside. So if you're looking for a weekend getaway with surfing, water slides, and a lazy river, you don't have to head up the coast. You might be surprised when you find out where this wet and wild vacation spot is. So one of the state's top travel influencers, Jessica Serna, takes us Texas tripping to Waco.
Hey y'all, this is Jessica Serna with My Color Adventures, back at it for another adventure. This time we are headed to Waco, Texas for a whole bunch of summer fun. Think about swimming, water slides, and a really cool ice cream house that you can stay in.
And this is gonna be big.
So we're starting off our day right with surfing in Waco.
You might be surprised to learn that you don't need to visit a beach to go surfing. How crazy is it that you can go surfing in the heart of Texas? They even have a swim-up bar where you can watch all the surfers from there while ordering a drink. But the adventure doesn't stop there. You can brave the wedge slides that catapult you up to 30 feet into the air for an intense ride. Of course, if you're looking for something more calm, you can chill in the lazy river. I mean, this place really does have everything. They even have wake surfing. It's just one of the many options that you have when you're going to Waco surf. The Dr. Pepper Museum is so fun to wander inside. All the exhibits are so beautiful, and I love the different way that Dr. Pepper has been shown throughout our life. On top of the typical museum experience, you can even make a refreshing soda. You get to mix your flavors for a custom combo. There's even an old-style diner, perfect for a nice Dr. Pepper float. With this summer heat, we will do anything to stay cool, so a trip to Hawaiian Falls is the perfect family-friendly remedy. They have water slides, a large lazy river, multiple pools, and a wave pool for all-day fun. What better way to stay cool than with ice cream? We spared no details when it came to our ice cream themed rental home. This house was made to be as immersive and colorful as possible, so even right here we have so many fun photo ops. Grab a little milkshake and take a picture at our little ice cream bar. So got these beautiful ice cream chairs to sit at. And this is a great area to relax and also get another photo moment. We make sure to deck out the kitchen. I love our ice cream lights and just every little detail down to our little ice cream knobs. We worked with local artists such as Color Snack, and we got these beautiful ice cream washcloths. This is a full kitchen, so you've got your stove, you've got your fridge, you've got everything you need to be able to cook inside. Of course, I have a beautiful rainbow pastel stair and costumes is so much fun. And this is the master bedroom. There's so many different colors going on. We have a wonderful neon sign, and everything about it is just all the details make me so excited. We're so excited to welcome every sweet guest and can't wait for everyone to make special memories here. Well, that's it for our Waco Summer Adventure. Make sure to follow and subscribe at My Curly Adventures for more Texas adventures.
Well, that looks fun. I was looking over here. It's actually in McLennan County, so just outside of Waco. So SA Live airs weekdays at 10 a.m. on KSAT 12. You can scan the QR code there on your screen for more arts, culture, food, and fun. Celebrating San Antonio is what they're all about.
All right, let's get you one final look at current conditions outside right now. 90 degrees here in San Antonio, 92 in New Braunfels, still holding on to the 80s out west in Del Rio and up into the hill country. Most of us, though, will reach for the low to mid 90s in terms of those daytime highs over the next couple of hours. More of the same in store this weekend. Low temperatures closer to that 70-degree mark. Cooler mornings next week, still warm into the afternoons, and we'll monitor for that small chance for isolated rain tonight and into tomorrow.
All right, it's nice. At least we'll have some cooler mornings.
Yes.
We'll take it for now.
I agree.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us. Have a good weekend.